everyone. I'm Jeffrey Wolf, Editor-in-Chief of Retail Media IQ. Welcome to a special coffee chat at the FMI Midwinter Executive Conference. We're thrilled to have our guest, John Carroll, President of Connected Commerce at the Acosta Group. Always great to see you, John.
Thanks, Jeff. It's always great to be with you.
You and I have been coming to the show a number of years.
A long time.
A long time. What are you seeing this year that's different? What's catching your eye about what's going on here?
Well, some of the same themes that we've been hearing in the last few years, especially around growth. Mm-hmm. And we've been growing dollar sales now since the pandemic. Unit sales have been the issue, but now what we're seeing, especially in the last 6 months or so, from a Nielsen or Circana standpoint or shipment data, is that we're seeing both unit sales and dollar sales declining. So it's a big issue for the retailer. It's a big issue from a CPG company standpoint as well. So there's a lot of discussion on how we get growth back, and not just from a unit standpoint, but also from a dollar standpoint. So both, you've got to do both. It has to be dollars. We've gotten a lot of dollar growth because of inflation, but it has to be units. Units are important from turn standpoint. They're important from a productivity standpoint, from a CPG company standpoint. And the more units means there's more products in the basket for the shopper and the consumer, and that's really important now, especially.
And you certainly believe that connected commerce can play a role in driving both dollars and unit sales.
Yeah, there's no doubt. If you look at any category out there, most of the growth is coming from online. There's some categories like coffee that 30% of the total business is being bought online now, and 100% of the growth is being driven from an online standpoint. And when we work with our clients at Acosta Group, we show them that data. We show them whether they're in the cereal category or the condiment category or the beverage category, where the growth is coming from. Because a good commercial strategy is all about understanding how the consumer is shopping and making sure that you have an online and a brick and mortar strategy that connects together, because that's how the consumer really shops today.
How far has that evolution progressed, the bringing together the two pieces of the business?
It's happening, and it's happening especially with our clients and smarter CPGs. What they're doing is they're planning with the merchants now, not just from a brick and mortar standpoint, but also looking from a digital standpoint, making sure they're making the right investments from a retail media standpoint, making sure that they're developing the right marketing programs from an online standpoint. And then importantly, and I think this is the big shift from most merchants' standpoint, is we're starting to see most merchants think about retail media, but also making sure they're supporting those investments at store level. So when the consumer is walking in and they're looking at their app and they're seeing the offer, they're seeing the end cap on that offer, they're seeing the display from a deli standpoint. So they're making sure that the points of inspiration are connecting from a retail media standpoint. That's a big push that we've been making and helping our clients with. And it's also important that the retailer does this because it maximizes the investment that the CPG companies have, and also make sure we're satisfying the shopper when they're shopping.
This is a two-part question. Your capabilities obviously evolve with the needs of the marketplace.
Right.
Maybe you can talk a little bit about your internal development, and then also you have an alliance you've just formed that maybe you can fill us in on.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been a great journey for us. We've built best-in-class capabilities over the last 5 years in digital commerce, which we're now calling connected commerce. We made an acquisition about 3.5 years ago of a small Amazon agency, and we've built off of that. And what really differentiates us in the marketplace versus other agencies is that we look at this from a total standpoint. We look at it the way the consumer shop. We look at it from a brick and mortar standpoint, and we connect the digital together to develop one commercial plan. We think that's important. It's not just Amazon. It's not just Walmart. It's the Hy-Vee platform. It's the Stater Brothers platform. It's any platform out there that consumers are shopping from an app standpoint or online to make sure they're making great decisions and getting the best value. So the most important thing is we've developed capabilities in all these areas, specifically around digital shelf and account management, but also retail media, and helping our clients invest the right dollars with the right retail media network, which is so important. What's underlying all that now is great insight and great analytics to make sure that we're getting the best return on investment. And now what's really happening is really kind of the forefront of agentic commerce. And that's really exciting, how shoppers are changing the way they behave and how they're shopping from a mission standpoint using agentic commerce. So we take all these things together and we build out the right commercial strategy for the brand to help the retailer grow on behalf of the shopper to get the best value.
And we're seeing a proliferation of retail media networks.
Yes.
Everyone wants one. I mean, if they can afford to put one together. How do you help your clients identify where they should be? What are the right ones to drive their brand story?
Yeah, you talked about the investment we made in technology with Commerce IQ. One of the reasons why we made that investment is they've got some really strong technology that understands what incremental return on advertising spend is. We hear the term ROAS all the time. How much money are you getting back for an investment? The incremental part is really important, because what we don't want to do is we don't want to target the same shopper over and over and over again on different retail media networks. We want to make sure we're sending the right message, the right offer to the right shopper on the retail media network. So we've got the tools and technology to really understand that, to make sure that we're helping our clients make a great investment with the retailer using those networks. So it's really about the technology. It's a bit of art and science here. You're sending the right message to the right shopper, but you're using the technology to really drive that home.
And John, you mentioned AI. How is that going to change the world, your world?
It is changing. It was funny. I was reading something the other day, and think about recent technologies, whether that's computers, which took 10 years for people to adopt, whether it's the smartphone, which took another 7 or 8 years. AI is probably the fastest, most quickly adopted product or technology in humankind history. It's happening right now. And so what we're seeing is, instead of this top down, let's go ahead and implement an AI program at a company, whether it's a retailer or CPG, we're seeing it bubbling up. We're seeing the sales rep that's calling on Publix working on their call plan with ChatGPT. We're seeing the space planning person utilizing Copilot to help them make good analytical decisions overall. Supply chain helping with the forecast with sales. So it's really happening, and it's in the hands of the people that are actually doing the work. And that's what's really exciting. And that's one of the reasons why we know our industry, Jeff, is a little slow to adopt technology. This is coming at us very quickly, and I've never seen something happen so fast. And so it's the conversation that we're having with every retailer we're meeting with right now, and every CPG company. What are we doing for AI? How do we go faster? And how do we make better decisions?
And what sort of advice are you giving them? I mean, the retailers are different, different scale, different markets, et cetera. How do you help them find the sweet spot for their company?
The first thing that we talk about is the work we're doing right now. In order to have really good AI programs, good AI dashboards, good AI agents, is getting your data together. And so one of the first moves that we've made is bringing all our data together, whether it's, we've got a lot of data at Acosta Group, shipment data, Nielsen data, Sarkana's data, Spins data, shopper data. We're bringing all that data together. Connecting the dots to that data is really important. Once you have that data together in a data lake, then you can overlay the AI program, whether it's an agent or a dashboard, and you can start asking the questions, and the insights come very quickly. But if you don't do that work, it doesn't work as well. So that's the most important thing that we're talking about with our clients, is making sure they're getting their data together in the data lake, and then overlaying the dashboards and the agents to create frictionless opportunities to really come up with the great insights that drive the business.
Technology is only as good as the data, right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah, well, your connected commerce business can draw on a lot of other assets at Acosta.
100%,
to really make it a powerful offer.
Yeah.
So, anyway, John, it's been great to chat with you, and I enjoyed the conversation as always.
Always. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate you.